All right, Ben Simmons has suffered a subluxation of his kneecap, according to Adrian Wojnarowski. Adrian Wojnarowski is no longer has his ESPN senior writer in his profile on Twitter, so I'm not sure if he's still a part of ESPN or he independent, which is the way to go. But let's talk about it. Goodfellas Sports TV. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And he suffered it his last game, or yesterday, versus the Washington Wizards. He is weighing his treatment options. Now, remember I told you when they came back and played real fast-paced basketball, not no scrimmages, you was going to see some major injuries come back in the fold, all right? I was wrong about the NBA not being a good product. It's a great product right now, especially during the quarantine. I don't care what the fake articles say about their ratings. It's been fantastic almost each and every day. But we've had a few major injuries. Jonathan Isaac, whatever you want to say about him. Also, you had Sabonis. Now you have Ben Simmons. And it may have been a few other injuries that has happened. So let's talk about it. Check out our NBA Talk Players for more videos like this. And basically, Ben Simmons has suffered a subluxation of the left kneecap. Sixers say he's considering treatment options and currently out. So according to what I pulled up, and I'm not a doctor, but it says this recovery can be 4 to 6 weeks. It's non-surgical in most situations. And basically, it's a dislocation of the kneecap. So, you know, at the end of the day, he came into the league with foot injuries. Joel Embiid, I think, came into the league with foot injuries. And you don't want to see this happen, all right? Ben Simmons is predicated on his great defense and his lateral movement and being fast and getting up and down the court. And you hate to see this happen to the guy, all right? He seemed to be an all right guy, love his game, wish he could shoot the ball and work harder at shooting the ball. Yes, he be into them Kardashian, them Jenner girls, and she cheat on him with like Starbucks baristas, and he kept running back for her, this, that, and the third. But I do think that, you know, if he able to get his head on straight and, you know, as far as that girl and he able to shoot the ball, you know, better, Ben Simmons will probably go down as one of the better point guards of his generation, if not all time. But right now, him and Joel Embiid has not been able to be healthy. One day, Ben Simmons was hung over, reportedly, and he missed a game for, you know, they just said, I guess because he felt sick, but he was actually hung over. Joel Embiid eating like 20 fucking, what was that, forget that burger place, Shake Shack burgers and 4 milkshakes and 18 fries. I'm just exaggerating and wonder why he can't stay in shape. Right now, the 76ers, they got to actually make a decision and weigh in on what they're going to do in the future. But before we get to that, you know, they chances over with it is winning anything. They already succeed. I mean, they traded depth for high profile players, high price players, Tobias Harris and Josh Richardson. Instead of breaking those contracts and filling the team out around Joel and Ben Simmons, they was trying to basically go heavy, you know, Jimmy Butler at one point, you know, Tobias Harris, and it ain't just worked out. Josh Richardson has been an ultimate failure since the replay started. And even before it started, he just ain't been able to fit because he a better player with the ball in his hands. You know, he like to facilitate and run the show. And the problem is, same thing with Jimmy Butler. He better with the ball in his hands. Right now with Ben Simmons, if you take the ball out of Ben Simmons' hands, unless you put him on the block to post up, he's as useless as a $3 bill. And that's the issue. So if they're able to take the ball, you know, out his hands and teach him how to post up, he can shoot, that's the only way it's really going to work. But for Josh Richardson, he failing over there because he need the ball in his hands, so they need to stagger him and Ben Simmons' minutes. But right now, they don't really have an ideal fit on what fits around Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, and that's the major issue. They need guys that can spot up and shoot. They need guys that can slash. They really need shooters, to be honest, to play around Ben and Joel Embiid, and they just ain't got the right fit around them two right now. But yeah, it's over with. They're going to be probably a first round out. They probably going to play the Celtics in the first round. No Ben Simmons. Kemba Walker getting healthy. I mean, they starting to figure it out. Gordon Hayward will lead a bubble at some point because his wife is expecting. But they starting to figure it out. So Sixers wasn't going to win anyway. All right? They coaching is holding them back. So before I consider trading both of these guys, I would consider trading like Josh Richardson, trading Tobias Harris, and breaking down those contracts and filling, you know, the right players out around them. Probably getting some draft picks and assets to fill out around them. But also I'm considered firing Bruce Brown, whatever his name is, Brett Brown. He the worst coach in the NBA, bar none. He don't know what to do with Ben Simmons. He don't know what to do with Joel Embiid. He's just a complete idiot. I don't care if he come from the Spurs system, the Saturn system, wherever. You know what I'm saying? He's just really not a good coach. And you can see it here. He doesn't know how to make the proper adjustments with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid and the players around him. And the way the team is constructed is not a good fit right now. They need guys, they can sit up in the corner and spot up. And, you probably need to bring a Richardson off the bench, and he played with the second team. He able to facilitate when Ben Simmons not out here. But Britt Brown ain't smart enough to make those decisions. But this team wasn't no sleeper team. The way they play, the close games they play, they wasn't going to dominate. Right now, they two leaders are too young and dumb. Ben Simmons don't put the work in on his shot, and Joel Embiid don't put the work in on his body. He eating all this bullshit and coming out of shape. He ain't going to be able to dominate for long stretches. He going to get injured. It's just, basically, a matter of time. Unfortunately for Ben Simmons, he went down with a horrific knee injury, but this team was going nowhere fast. It's just not constructed the right way. The coaching, and then the other two players they got big contracts around them and a lack of depth. So they got to consider breaking down that Tobias Harris contract into a few players, breaking down the Josh Richardson contract into a few players, or staggering his minutes, but they don't have enough around him, around them two guys. And also you don't have enough coaching around them. Outside of them two guys, who they really got. You know what I'm saying? And then also, it's also been a theory that they have to trade one of them. Before I trade one of them, I would basically, I would basically fire Britt Brown and see if somebody else can work. But if you did trade one of them, both of them got injury issues. Now, Ben Simmons, I think he came into the league with a foot injury. Embiid came in with a foot injury. But Ben Simmons seemed to be, more in shape and more durable. So do you keep Ben Simmons or do you trade Joel Embiid? At the end of the day, I don't think I would make a premature decision. I would sit them both down, together and individually, and just tell Joel, man, you got to start taking this shit serious and coming in shape, or your foot injuries and your injuries going to keep bothering you. We want you at an ideal shape, an ideal body to fat ratio, whatever the hell they call it. And Ben Simmons, we need you to start shooting. If that ain't going to happen, if these ain't going to happen, we're going to move on from both of you, and we're going to build, start rebuilding. And that's what you tell them. And that's their final warning. And if Britt Brown don't get a final warning, I come in and I bring a proven coach here with a proven system, and whoever that may be, Kenny Atkinson, it may be Mark Jackson, whoever it be, somebody that can command the ship and that can make it work schematically. But praying for Ben Simmons, if you believe in that, or hoping that he get better. And right now he may be out 4 to 6 weeks. By that time, they're probably going to be already eliminated. But hey, if Joel Embiid can carry him, I wouldn't be surprised. But I think Josh Richardson going to really show up and step up. If they do hold the ship down until he get back, it's going to be because Josh Richardson able to control the ball and show what he really got. So let me know what you guys think. Goodfellas Sports TV. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel? Cash App, PayPal description. Best way to donate is share the video. Check out our NBA Talk playlist. Let me know what you guys think. One time for the one time. We gone.